A man officials say was armed with a rifle and tactical gear was killed after he opened fire at a Border Patrol facility in McAllen, Texas. This was this morning. The shooter has been identified as a 27-year-old man. A Homeland Security spokesperson said that two officers and a Border Patrol employee were injured. CBS News Justice Department reporter Jake Rosen joins us now with more on this. Jake, what do we know so far about today's shooting and the suspect involved?
Well, in addition to what you just laid out, we know that the three people who were struck, two local police officers and a Customs and Border Protection agent, were struck. One of them was hit in the knee. All are expected to be okay. This happened in McAllen, Texas, as part of the Rio Grande Customs and Border sector, in which there are 6 stations. This happened at one of them in McAllen, in which, again, first thing this morning, as you just laid out, this man allegedly fired dozens of rounds. We know that the suspect is from Michigan and had no previous criminal record, and law enforcement were able to recover his vehicle at the scene, and he had been actually reported missing from Texas address earlier on Monday morning. The FBI is leading the investigation and will continue working with local law enforcement as this plays out to find out more details about potential motive and the other things that we just don't know quite yet.
Jake, I also want to ask you now about Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the man who was wrongfully deported to El Salvador. You were in court today for a hearing in a civil case for him. What happened and what's next there?
That's right. So obviously, this criminal conviction that the Trump administration is trying to find in Tennessee is still ongoing. And while this plays out down south, right up the road from here in Maryland, the Department of Justice argued 2 motions to dismiss today, saying that they have successfully returned him to the United States as this judge had ordered, and thus the civil case to return him is moot. The judge did not buy those arguments, actually calling one of them completely meritless because, in this judge's words, she hasn't fully decided yet whether returning him to be prosecuted in Tennessee actually qualifies as fulfilling her order. And in addition to that, said that there are a number of things outstanding here as to what his rights are going forward, whether he'll be released from detention and potentially handed over to ICE, as the Department of Homeland Security and attorneys today in court so that if he were to be released, it's very likely that he would be deported to a country that's not El Salvador this time, effectively ending the criminal prosecution. Obviously, Abrego Garcia's attorneys want him detained, actually, while this is playing out to prevent his deportation and to make sure that his case stays intact in Tennessee and he can potentially fight for his innocence there.
More to come on that. Jake Rosen, thank you very much for joining us.